Not getting enough sleep has become normalized within the past few decades. This is dangerous for us as a society to become complacent with a vital part of our health. In this video, I will be covering 5 different reasons why we might be losing out on sleep. First is entertainment. Compared to 200 years ago, we probably get worse sleep because there wasn't very much to do past sundown back then. Light bulbs weren't even invented till 150 years ago. Plus, there weren't YouTube videos you could binge watch or video games you could stay up all night playing. Now, there are tons of different things you can do instead of getting sleep. Sadly, our biology isn't coded to give us an emotional reason to get better sleep. Going to bed instead of watching TV is a decision of instant gratification versus delayed gratification. Simply because of how our brain chemistry is wired, we will often choose pushing back our bedtime. I want to highlight here that because of changes in technology and societal trends, we have to use a lot more effort and put in a lot more precautions to get and achieve fundamental parts of our health. In simple terms, we must use a lot more effort to simply get better sleep. We cannot just simply go with the flow anymore because we will often end up choosing staying up late instead of going to bed. Second is peer pressure. Basically, it is so much easier to stay up late if we're out with friends or playing games with friends online. Social influences have a huge impact on our decision making. If our friends are persuading us to stay up late to keep hanging out, it's going to require a lot more effort to tell them no. This stresses our fear of missing out. In the past, whenever I've decided to go to bed early instead of hanging out with friends, I often lay in bed thinking of all the exciting things my friends are doing that I could be a part of. That itself would be enough to keep me up longer. Third is a wandering mind. A common reason why our mind wanders at night is because we are bored and our mind wanders to try to think of exciting things. This is exacerbated by a short attention span, often induced by things like video games, TV, and social media. This is because those things quickly direct our attention from one thing to the next without pause. This is especially true for TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts because we're digesting a new piece of content every minute, if not more, by scrolling before a video ends because we get bored by it. Your brain gets used to jumping from topic to topic, so if you try going to bed after a solid TikTok session, your brain will mimic jumping from thought to thought. Fourth is stress. This is actually a part of a wandering mind, as our mind tends to wander towards stressful things that have happened recently. This is actually our body's attempt at regulating its emotions. When we think of a stressful memory, the emotional charge attached to that memory starts to lessen if we are accepting of whatever happened and are accepting of letting go of the emotion and the memory. Sometimes when our mind wanders to a stressful memory, we can end up working ourselves up again, recharging that emotional charge. This whole process can end up keeping us up at night. I made a video about regulating our emotions, which helps us not think of them at night, letting us fall asleep easier. Fifth is caffeine. It is quite well known that caffeine can keep you up at night, especially if you consume it after noon. I want to highlight here a negative feedback loop. Some people consume caffeine because they don't get a good night's rest. Sometimes they continue consuming caffeine throughout the day to pursue that alertness, but eventually it gets to a point where they're affecting their next night's sleep. This then resets the cycle by them not getting good sleep. They wake up the next day and drink more caffeine. Remember, caffeine eventually builds up a tolerance in your body, requiring you to have more and more of it to reach that same effect. Try to be cautious of this because if your goal is to feel more alert, it might be better in the long run to cut down your caffeine, especially after noon. Lastly, this video highlighted reasons why you might not get good sleep. If you are looking for tips on how to solve these things, as well as immediate things you can do to get better sleep tonight, I made a video about that. That's all.